Okay, first up we got the men. So we've got Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse. You do it in whatever accent you want. Spoiler alert, though, our activity involves accents. So
let's go.
Don't
Crappy accents on.
wear out your accents. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do that anyway.
Oh, sorry, Dromio, you're up to the side for a second. Okay. All right, we ready? Everyone's gonna follow along in their script, right? Does anyone not have their script today? Okay. Yeah, I'll just grab you one to you so in case you need it.
Thank you. My British accent goes all over the place. It's gonna be so bad.
Here you go.
Also, it'll hurt to turn the pages, Matthew.
Oh.
We're on scene 2, act 2, right? Yeah.
Yes, scene 2, act 2. It's page 37 in these little packets. So right at the very bottom of that is where we're starting. Okay, Antipholus, go ahead.
The rule I gave to Dromio is laid up safe at the centaur and the people. Slave is wandered forth and care to seek me out by computation. Mine host report. I could not speak with Dromio since at first I sent to the Mars. See, here he comes.
It's still Antipholus.
It's still you.
Oh,
I was confused myself, don't worry.
Your very humor altered as you love stroke so just with me again. You know no centaur, you received no gold. Your mistress sent to have me home to dinner. My house was at the Phoenix. Wast thou mad? Was thus so madly thou didst answer me?
What answer, sir? When spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I did not see you since you sent me hence, home to the centaur with the gold you gave me.
Villain, thou didst deny the gold receipt and told me of a mistress and a dinner for which I hope thou felt I was displeased.
I am glad to see you in this merry vein, what means this jest, I pray you, master, tell me.
Yea, dost thou jeer and flout me at the teeth? Thinkst thou I jest? Hold, take thou in that.
Beat him.
Yeah. Violence.
Yeah.
Hold up, sir, for God's sake. Now your jest is earnest. Upon what bargain do you give it me?
Because that I familiarly sometimes do use you for my soul and chat with you. Your sauciness will just upon my love and common serious hours. When the sun shines, let foolish gnats make sport, but creep in crannies when he hides his teeth. So you will just with me know my aspect and fashion your demeanor to my looks, or I will beat this method in your stone.
Stones?
Scones.
I can't say it either. Scones, call you it? So you would leave battering. I had rather have it ahead. And you use these blows long. I must get a sconce from my head and ensconce it too, or else I shall seek my wit in my shoulders. But I pray, sir, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, sir, and wherefore? For they say every why hath a wherefore.
Why first for flouting me, and then wherefore for urging it the second time to me?
Was there ever any man thus beaten out of season? When in the why and the wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason? Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir, for what?
Marry, sir, for this something that you gave me for nothing.
I'll make you amends next to give you nothing for something. But say, sir, is it dinner time?
No, sir, I think the meat wants that I have.
So you're
Dinner
on-
time, sir, what's
Basting.
that? Roasted, it will be dry.
If it be, sir, I pray you eat none of it,
Your reason?
lest it make you choleric and purchase me another dry basting.
Well, sir, learn to just in good time. There's time for all things.
I durst have denied that before you were so choleric.
By what rule, sir?
Marry, sir, by a rule as plain as the plain bald pate of Father Time himself.
Let's hear it.
There's no time for a man to recover his hair that grows bald by nature.
May he not do it by fine and recovery?
Yes, to pay a fine for a periwig and recover the lost hair of another. blessing that he bestows on beasts, and what he hath scanted men in hair, he hath given them in wit.
Why, but there's many a man hath more hair than wit.
Not a man of those, but he hath the wit to lose his hair.
Why, thou dost conclude hairy men, plain dealers without wit.
The plain dealer, the sooner lost, yet he loseth it in a kind of jollity.
For what reason?
For two, and sound ones two.
Nay, not sound, I pray you.
Sure ones then.
Nay, not sure, in a thing falsy.
Certain ones then.
Name them.
The one, to save the money that he spends in hiring. The other, that at dinner they should not drop in his porridge.
You would all this time have proved there is no time for all things.
Very and did, sir, namely, he had no time to recover hair lost by nature.
But your reason was not substantial, why there is no time for it.
Thus I meant it, time himself is bald, and therefore to the world's end have bald followers.
I know 'twill be a bold conclusion, but soft two waxes younger.
Okay, let's pause there for a second. So Dromio's in trouble.
Yeah.
Dromio is in trouble because Antipholus thinks that the old Dromio is the same Dromio. It's very confusing, right? But this is a different Dromio than the Dromio that was saying, like, you need to come home to dinner. And Antipholus is like, I am not in the mood for these stupid jokes. And Dromio is like, what jokes? So Antipholus beats him because he's just like, I'm sick of this. This is like too annoying to me right now, right? Like I'm in this sort of like contemplative, people watching state of mind. You're like, not for this lecture. I'm in this sort of people watching state of mind. I am not in any mood for this kind of joking around, right? And Dromio has no idea what he's talking about. All this Dromio has done is gone to the inn, deposited the money there, and then come back to his master. So then Dromio, after getting hit, is like diverting the conversation basically into this sort of punning about baldness. And they're going back and forth about like what makes a man bald, what a man can do once he is bald, the sort of like problems with being bald and the happiness of being bald. Like on page one, on line 105, he says, the one to save the money that he spends on tiring, the other that at a dinner they should not drop in his porridge. Basically, it's like, oh, a bald guy doesn't have to go to the hairdresser, so he saves money. And when he's eating food, he doesn't have hairs drop into his food. So it's a plus for everyone, right? And it kind of, yeah, exactly. And it kind of diverts the conversation. So it's just like a little scene in comedy where they're just have some wordplay, basically. It's not going to have much to do with the plot. Okay, Adriana enters into the room and Luciana enters.
I, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress has thy sweet aspect. I am not Adriana nor thy wife. The time was once when thou unurged wouldst thou that never words were music to thine ear, that never object pleasing in thine eye, that never touch well welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savored in thy taste, unless I spake or looked or touched or carved to thee. How comes it now, my husband, how comes it, that thou art thus estranged from thyself? Thyself I call it, being strange to me, that undividable incorporate, better than my dear, than thy dear self's better part. Do not tear away thyself from me, for now thou fall. A drop of water in the breaking gulf, take unmingled that same drop again, without addition or diminishing. As take from me thyself and not me too, how dearly would it touch me to the quick, shouldst thou but here I were licentious.
Licentious.
Concentrate to thee, my ruffian lust should be contaminated.
So basically she's saying, how would it feel if I cheated on you?
Wouldst thou not spit at me and spurn at me and hurl the name of husband in my face, and tear the stained skin off my harlot brow, and from my false hand cut the wedding ring, and break it with a deep divorcing vow? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. I am possessed with an adulterate plot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For if we two be one and thou play false, I do digest the poison of the flesh, being trumpeted by thy
Contagion.
Keep then far league and truce with thy true bed. I live unstained, thou dishonored.
So it's basically like, if you cheat on me, I am also dishonored. Like I basically carry the stain of adultery. Okay.
Plead you to me, fair dame, I know you not. In Ephesians, I am but 2 hours old, as strange into your town as your talk. who every word by all my wit being stand, wants wit in all one word to understand.
Why, brother, how has changed you? When will you want to use my sister thus? She sent for you by Dromio and dinner.
By Dromio?
By me?
By thee, and this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for his, me for his wife.
Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What in this person drifted your contact?
I, sir? I never saw her till this time.
Villain, thou liest, for even her very words didst thou deliver to me on the mark.
I never speak with her in all my life.
How can she thus then call us by our names, unless it be by inspiration?
How ill agrees it with your gravity to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abetting him to thwart me in my mood. Be it my wrong you are from me exempt, but wrong not that wrong with a more contempt. Come, I will fasten on this sleeve of thine. Thou art now my husband, I of thine. Weakness married to thy stronger state makes me with thy strength to communicate. If aught possess thee from me, it is dross, usurping ivy, briar, or idle moss, who all for want of pruning with intrusion, infect thy sap and live on thy confusion.
Hang on.
Sorry, 51.
No. Wait.
Almost.
Ah,
To me she speaks, she moves me for her theme. What was I married to her in my dream, or sleep I now would think I hear all this? Whatever drives our eyes and ears amiss, until I know this for sure and certainty, I'll entertain the awkward fallacy.
Romeo, don't think this thou expected enough.
Oh, for my beads, I cross me for a sinner.
Yeah, almost.
This is the fairyland of spite of spites. We talk with goblins, owls, and sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath or pitch us black and blue.
Why,
Prattis? Yeah.
Thou to thyself and answerest not. Romeo, thou snail, thou slum, thou sot.
I am transformed, master, am I not?
I think thou art in mind, and so am I.
Nay, master, both in mind and in my shape,
Thou hast thine own form.
though I am an ape.
Thou art changed to aught, 'tis to an ass.
'Tis true, she rides me and I long for grass. 'Tis so, I am an ass. Else it could never be, but I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, no longer will I be a fool to put the finger in the eye and weep, whilst man and master laugh my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. Dromio, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with you today, and shrive you of 1,000 idle pranks. Sirrah, if any ask you for your master, say he dines forth, and let no creature enter. Come, sister. Dromio, play the porter well.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Sleeping or waking, matter well advised. No meant to be, and to myself disguised. I'll say as they say, and persevere so. In this midst, at all adventures go.
Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
That's me. I am let none enter unless they break your page. Come, master, for this, be joined to the
Wonderful scene. So Antipholus has decided, I will go with this adventure. I will figure out sort of what's going on. I might as well. You know? All right, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
I can't read.
Okay, so for this activity, for this scene, I heard you last time, you wanted to do this, and I think it's a good idea for this scene. So we're gonna divide it into 3 parts, and we'll divide us into 3 groups. So actually, I think we have the perfect number of people. So we need 2 people to be in the first, Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse. We need 2 more people to be Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse, and then we will need 4 people. So 2, 2, and 4. We'll have 1 extra person to be in the next scene with the 2 women and Antipholus and Dromio. So basically, we're going to divide this scene into 3 parts. Each part is going to read the line numbers that I've assigned to you. You're going to choose a new setting, and this is why I said we can use accents, try and go with something extreme, something that really fits with the themes, but that will heighten the comedy. That's the idea here. Because ultimately, this play was even more than other Shakespeare comedies. This one was almost purely for entertainment. It's not that there aren't poignant themes in it, but like we talked about last time, it probably came after other more serious plays as a kind of like light sort of entertainment to take you home with. So we're trying to heighten the comedy in this with exaggeration and absurdity, basically. Okay, so you will choose a setting and then you will translate your lines. It doesn't have to be exact one for one, but you're going to kind of translate the sort of plot in your lines into the language that's going to make sense for your setting. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So, how do we want to divide this up? Okay, the first part is between Antipholus and Syracuse, and it's going, or Antipholus and Dromio, and it's going to go to line 56. Can we do Matthew and Trent for that? You guys work together? Okay. And then we're going to have Antipholus and Dromio, and it's going to go to from 57 to 122. Like, sorry, no, wrong spot. This is tough. This packet. Sorry about that. It's going to go from 57 to whatever Adriana enters, like 118 or something. And you guys were good together. Can we do Baz and Adeline for that one?
No.
Yeah,
I cannot stand.
And then I left Kylie as Luciana, so I'm gonna have the rest of you guys, the 5 of you, do to the end, and that's a longer section, but it's when Adriana enters all the way to the end of the scene with the women. So you'll need 4 people to play, and then 1 person can sit out and doesn't have to perform. Exactly. Okay, does that make sense for you guys?
Yep.
All right, cool. Then I'm going to give you, I don't know, like 20 minutes probably to prepare, and then we're going to perform it in order. So it doesn't have to be a direct translation, or it will take quite a while to perform it. It can be sort of more condensed if you want it to. As long as you're conveying the information and you're part of the scene, you'll come up here, you'll perform, and so that we can see the scene in kind of different ways. Okay, go ahead.
What?
You are doing lines 57, so right after he delivers. Right after Romeo delivers the line, Mary serves with this something that you gave me from nothing.
I think what you were doing, I can go forward.
Yeah, like one.
And then you go to where Adriana enters, which is like 1. So you guys have all the stuff. All right, so you guys are doing from where Adriana enters the room on page 45.
So like one.
To the end of the scene. No, we're redoing what we just did. Yeah. Yeah, was that clear? We're redoing what we just did, not moving on. Okay. So if you were at home, you were going to have to choose one of those sections. I think it's just Luke. No, Luke and Emma. You're gonna have to choose one of those sections, either 1 through 57, 57 through about 120, or 120 to the end, to choose a new setting and translate it into modern vernacular, or whatever vernacular fits for that setting. So you'll just write out a little script and you'll submit that for your participation points today.